Okay, let's go to the job order costing data analysis assignment. So let's look at this one. Um, so again, I haven't looked at it, so we're going to take a look and see what we have to do. We open up the Excel sheet, um, and it looks like we have different jobs by different builders in different counties. Here's the direct labor hours, direct labor rate, direct materials, and then we have the status of if it's complete or in progress. That's good. We have to calculate the direct labor at factory overhead is what it looks like. This is interesting here. I don't know what this is. I'm guessing. We'll have to see. Okay. So first, okay, what are we doing? We're determining amounts in a job order. Cost accounting system for a manufacturing business. We're going to extract information from the data set using Excel and put it in the pivot table. Use a company A manufactures custom cabinets that it sells to 8 different home builders. The company began operations in January of this year. The company uses a job order costing system to account for manufacturing costs. Job order costing, remember, is like you're doing kind of like batches and looking at what the cost is for that batch of products that you're making. Okay, and usually for like custom products or unique products. Okay. Orders provide information about one cabinet manufacturing job, so it's their job, job order costing, including the name of the builder, county where the product is installed, number of direct labor hours, number of direct labor per hour rate, direct materials cost, and status of the job. Okay. I2, enter a formula that uses number of direct labor hours and hourly rate to determine the direct labor for that job. Okay, direct labor equals direct labor hours times the direct labor rate. There we go. Copy that down. I always say we should actually put it in here to make sure we're right first. Make sure we have the right formula. Okay, then you copy it down. Okay, J2, enter a formula that uses direct labor hours and an hourly rate to determine the total factory overhead for the job. Factory overhead. So we are total factory overhead. The formula uses direct labor hours and an hourly rate to determine total factory overhead. Equals direct labor hours times direct labor rate plus direct materials. There you go. So let's make sure this is right, because it's a little interesting why it did it that way. No, that's not what they're looking for. To determine total factory overhead for the job. Enter a formula that uses the number of direct labor hours and an hourly rate to determine total factory overhead for the job. I wonder if that's what that rate is. Factory overhead rate per direct labor hours. I bet that's what it is. Let's see. Direct labor hours times this. So this is I think this is the allocation. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So this is the overhead allocation rate. We're at that 77 that I have. The overhead allocation rate. That was a very weirdly worded. Oops. And I forgot something. I forgot my little dollar sign. Right? Now I can copy it down. Okay, so that's important, right? To put that it's $5 to lock in that we're going to stick with this cell, the A5. Okay. Okay. Copy down the cells. Okay. And into the pivot table. So let's create our pivot table. We're going to click right here. Insert table. Okay. So we create our pivot table. Again, I'm getting better at this. I'm clicking in the top left cell before I click to create my pivot table, and then it's automatically selecting my range for me. So that's nice. Okay. So I've got my pivot table. So now, what is the total cost of all jobs completed? Okay, so I need a job status. Okay, and I want the total cost. So total cost, what do I have? If I look at here, I think it's just talking the factory overhead. Oh no, I want the total. I'm surprised it didn't have me create one. Total cost of all jobs completed. Direct labor and factory overhead. That's interesting. Okay. So I'm gonna just do it this way. I have my direct labor, total factory overhead. Oh, and direct materials. So there we go. So, and I want all ones that were completed. I wonder. This way. Yeah, that doesn't look any better. Okay. So all the ones completed, I'm just going to do some here. There's probably a better way, but okay. Okay, what is the total cost of work in progress in those counties? Lanier, Fayette, Pierre, and Gordon. So what I need to do is I need to do a county filter. What are my counties? Lanier, Fayette, Pierce, and Gordon. Lanier, Fayette, Pierce, and Gordon. Okay, and then I'm looking for all in progress, which would be that one. There we go. What is the average direct materials cost for Harper Homes, rounded to the nearest dollar? Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, so now we're going to get rid of our county filter, and we want to put a builder filter. So we want direct materials as our value. I think that's what it was, right? So what is the average direct materials cost for Harper Homes? And we don't want the sum of direct materials for Harper Homes. We want, oh, and we didn't do our filter. You know, I'm going to, instead of filtering, let's put it into the rows. We can look at all of them. And that's the sum, but we want the average. Field settings, we want the average. There we go. So now we can just look at it and say Harper Homes. That's the average cabinet job. Yeah. How many completed jobs for McNeil Builders, PNMO, and Spectrum combined use more than 59 direct labor hours? Oh, okay. So let's get rid of this. We want direct labor hours in here. And we are actually looking at how many completed jobs, so we want it by job. So put a job number. Okay, so now I'm gonna actually put a builder filter. We're gonna filter by builder. Do you want that? Actually, I'm still gonna keep my builder here because I can filter it right here. Okay, so I want McNeil, PN, and Spectrum. McNeil, PN, and Spectrum. Okay, so those, and then I want just jobs that use more than 59. So I just want jobs. I'm going to use a value filter. Greater than 59. Okay. And now, what was it looking for? How many completed jobs? So now I also need the status in here. I'm going to filter by status. Okay, and I'm just looking at completed. Okay, so that shortened my list. And now let's see if I can put down a count. Let's put a job number, and I want a count. There's lots of ways you could do this. So I'm going to do so now I see there's 6 for McNeil, 14 for PN, 16 for Spectrum. If I want, I can just hide those so I don't have to look at them all the job numbers. So the total would be 36. Let's hope this is right. There we go. Okay, and I'll let you do that last one on your own because I always do. So hopefully that was helpful. Have a wonderful day.